ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
The FDA has issued a warning about using a specialized home remedy called a Nettie pot for nasal congestion due to several cases of a rare brain infection. And Dr. Dean Sutherland is here to talk more about this. Okay, Dr. Sutherland, so these Nettie pots, they become more and more popular. So for people who have not heard about these, tell us what they are.
It's a way to wash out your nasal passages if you have congestion or allergies. It's actually been around for quite a while. It was created in India long ago. And it's like a little Aladdin's teapot. And it's advocated by a lot of ear, nose, and throat doctors because it really works. It's kind of a weird process. You have to put this pot with a little hole up to your nose, and you turn your head sideways, and it fills your it fills one nasal passage and comes out the other one. And so it's like a weird parlor trick.
Yeah, but apparently it's pretty effective, but there is a danger because of the certain type of water you may be using. Talk about that.
Actually, regular tap water contains these little organisms. They're called amoeba, but they're really not amoeba. They're called Naegleria fowleri, and they're little single-celled organisms that can get through your nose into your nasal passages and into what's called the cribriform plate, which is a little piece of bone, goes into your brain. And then eventually infects your olfactory bulb, which is what you smell with. And that's one of the first signs and symptoms is that people lose their sense of smell, and then their sense of taste. But then about 7 days later, it actually crawls back into the rest of the brain, and it's 97% fatal.
Okay, but there is an easy solution by using a water that is purified, bottled water, boiled water. Talk about that.
That's right. So distilled water, anything you can buy off the shelf is safe. If you have your own water at home and you boil it, it's safe. Just don't use regular tap water, you know, right out of the tap. Anything that has chlorine in it, pool water is fine. You know, pools, generally pools are safe anywhere.
Kills just about everything, that chlorine.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, if you are using the safe water and what about the pot? Is that something you need to be cleaning, and how do you do that safely?
Well, you're supposed to only use, it's like a toothbrush, you know, you only want to use one for each person in the house if you're going to use it. And you should actually be cleaning it. You know, you can use boiling techniques, you can put it in the dishwasher, that should be safe as well. These organisms are not really strong. I mean, they really can be killed very easily. But it's just, if you're not using the proper sterile techniques, then it can cause a problem. It's extremely rare. About 3 cases happen in the United States from people swimming in lakes or ponds, whereas 2,000 people die per year just swimming in lakes and ponds from drowning. So it's really rare. But 2 people in Louisiana got this from using these Nettie pots in the last year.
And it's almost always fatal, correct?
That's right. 97% of the time. There is a medication called amphotericin B we can use, but again, even with that, in the hospital setting, it's progressed so far by the time people get to the hospital that only 3% of people live.
Okay, so if you're using these safely, have you or any of your patients found that they're actually pretty effective for getting rid of it?
I don't actually know anybody that uses them. I'm sure that the ear, nose, and throat doctors experience this quite a lot, and they do recommend it, especially for children who do it regularly, who have a lot of sinus problems and allergies. It can be very effective, but you just have to do it safely.
I have been wanting to try it with all the allergies we have here in the Florida area, but it is a little bit daunting. But now, after we talked about it, might give it a try safely.
Let me know how it feels.
Okay, I'll try it. Okay, thank you, Dr. Sutherland. Now let's head over to Chuck, take a look at our traffic.